Hi and welcome to this video. It's Isaac Adebi here from Addis Academy, and in this video I'll be walking you through how to handle imposter syndrome. Now, if you are selling something online, whether you render a skill, whether you render a service, whether you're selling the product, even whether you trade online or you even sell offline, at certain points you would always battle with imposter syndrome. Now, this is just that feeling of it's like you're pretending to be something you are not. It's like you are not feeling like you can do certain things, like probably you're given a job to do and you just feel like, oh, can I do this thing? Or you actually get paid for a particular job and you feel like, man, am I sure I can deliver to this extent? Am I sure I didn't just collect this money and just scam this person? And that feeling always comes like that, and this is just a feeling of imposter syndrome. Now, let me just quickly explain who is an imposter. An imposter is someone that is pretending to be something else. So you know you are at this level, but then you are pretending to be at this level, then we can refer to you as an imposter. Now, this syndrome comes in when your mind, or when you are telling yourself that you are not this thing. So let's say somebody offers you a certain amount of money to teach your skill to another person, and then you start feeling like, man, I'm not sure I can teach this thing. And that's not actually the truth, but that's because of you're feeling like you are imposting, you're acting like an imposter. You can't teach this thing, but you think you can. You get? So that's just the syndrome. So that's just the feeling that happens. And because of this little feeling, a lot of persons have limited themselves. A lot of persons have not been able to do what they know they can do, just because of they have been held down by this particular syndrome. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to work towards cutting this feeling off, how to work towards handling this particular thing, because it happens to every single person. If you are just get decided on something, you definitely feel like this imposter syndrome, because it's like you are just get decided on that thing. So your mind is not programmed to work on that thing. So your mind is just telling you, man, are you sure you can do this thing? Are you sure you can actually do this thing? And if you're not careful, if you start thinking about this thing so much, you'd realize that you would think you cannot do it, whereas you can actually do it. So in this video, I'll be walking you through, firstly, some of the signs that you have imposter syndrome. Now, the very first one is you feel like you can't do it. Now, if you always feel like you can't do something, you're given something to do, let's say a work to do, you're given a job to do, or you want to sell something, and you're always feeling like, man, am I sure I can do this thing? Now, that is a sign that you have imposter syndrome, because this syndrome is just telling you that you can't do something when the real you can actually do that thing. If you're not on pressure, you can actually do that thing. You know you can do it, but then you just feel like you can't do it. So that's one of the signs. And then number two is you always feel scared to do something, especially in the face of people. You are not confident enough in what you're doing. Now, you can do this thing, like let's say somebody's paying you 2,000 naira to do something, and then this person now decides to offer you, let's say, times 5 of that particular amount. You start having this imposter syndrome, like, am I sure I can deliver this thing? The truth is that you can actually do that stuff well, but then you are just having this feeling that you are just kind of not confident in what you are doing. And then the third sign is you doubt your ability. So you are always in constant doubt of what you can do. You are in constant doubt of what you can achieve. Even when you achieve a particular result, you still feel like it's by luck. You don't think that you would want actually did it. So you constantly doubt your ability. That's another sign. And then the fourth sign, like I said before, you are not confident. So you are not sure of what you can do. You know you can do this thing, but then you just feel kind of drawn back to do it. Like, you know you can put out content every day, you know you can show up every day, but then you just feel like, what if this person sees me? So you are just having this feeling of being drawn back from what you can actually do. So let's go right into how do you now deal with this particular syndrome. So I'll list here 8 of the steps that you can follow through to deal with this syndrome. And the very first one is focus on what is real and true. Focus on what is real and true. Now, the truth is that you can do this thing, but then you're telling yourself you cannot, or you're feeling like you cannot. So you need to focus on what is real and what is true. Now, can I do this thing? Ask yourself the question. Like, forget about the feeling, forget about the emotions, just ask yourself deep down, okay, Isaac, can you do this thing? Call your name. Can I do this thing? Now, if you can do it, then just know, okay, this is actually the truth. Now, I'm feeling like I cannot do it, but in reality, when we face facts, the truth is that I can do it. So focus on what is real, focus on what is true, and then when you focus on these things, you realize that it's just a feeling. You can separate the feeling from what is real. And number two, acknowledge that you feel that way, but let it go. Now acknowledge that you're feeling like this, acknowledge that you're having self-doubt, acknowledge that you are not confident, acknowledge that you feel like you are scamming other people whereas you're actually putting in the efforts to get it. Acknowledge that you're feeling this way, but then let it go. Okay, yeah, so I'm trying to work on this thing, and then I'm having this feeling of I'm not sure I can do it. Now that's not true, but then I'm feeling this way. All right, so I accept that I'm feeling this way. I'm not the only person that's feeling this way. Every other person feels this way. Then just let it go. You get? So acknowledge it. Don't try to push it away. Understand that you're suffering from this syndrome and acknowledge it and just let it go. And then the third thing is think on the right things. Now, whenever this feeling comes, don't dwell on them. Think on the right thing. Now there's power in your mind, there's power in your thoughts. As a matter of fact, when you think so much on being drawn back, or on being shy or less confident, or you're feeling this imposter syndrome thing and you're just dwelling more on the thought, you realize that you are sucking yourself more, you are drawing yourself back the more. So instead of thinking on these negative things, think on the positive things. So think on the right things. Think on the fact I can do this thing. Picture yourself doing it. Picture yourself getting the result. Picture yourself putting in the efforts that get in the result, and this way you're able to actually put in those particular efforts. Remember, this is just a feeling. It's not true. It's just in your head. It's just you feeling this way. You get it, and it's actually normal. You get? So the next thing, which is number 4, is share your fears. Now share your fears, like the English person will say, a problem that is shared is half solved, and that's actually true. So share your fears. Now you're feeling this way, you understand that it is just a feeling, so share it. The best way to share is just by writing. So take a pen, take a book, and just write down how you're feeling. So okay, I'm trying to work on this WhatsApp copy for this friend of mine, and he paid me 5k for it, and then I'm feeling like I can't do this thing. I'm feeling like I don't have the ability to do it. Just face it. Just write it. Just write your fears down. Now as you're writing it, it's like you're communicating with someone, and then before you even finish writing everything, you'd realize that the feeling has gone. So share your fears with other persons. You can talk to people. Just let somebody know. Just share it out to the world that you're feeling this way, because it's just a feeling. You get? It's not real. It's just a feeling. It's just a way you are just picturing yourself. It is not the fact. It is not the truth, right? So share your fears. And then the next thing, which is number 5, is celebrate your win. So let's say you are able to get any kind of result from anything at all. Don't think it's luck. No, nothing happens by luck. You did something and you got a particular result, and the result looks so big to you that you feel like, oh, am I the one that did this thing? Now you should acknowledge, like I said, it's just a feeling. So acknowledge as a feeling and let it go, and then celebrate that win. Celebrate it because you were the one that got the win. Nobody earns something to someone for free. Everything is gotten by hard work, consistency, and sweat. So you put in the effort to get these results. Regardless of how you feel about the results, celebrate it. Celebrate yourself. Don't beat yourself down. Celebrate your win. And then the next thing, which is number 6, is don't try to be perfect. Now one big problem with people that have imposter syndrome is they always try to be perfect. You want to try to get everything done. You are feeling very skeptical about something, and you just want to make it all that perfect. You want to give it all the efforts to make sure that there is no mistake. And when you are really about making everything perfect, you would start feeling this particular imposter syndrome. So don't try to be perfect. Just try to get it done. And then number 7 is don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself down. Don't be too hard on yourself. You did something and it didn't go out well. Don't beat yourself to it. Don't punish yourself for it. You get? So don't get too hard on yourself, because when you get too hard on yourself, you are unknowingly bringing down your self-esteem. You are unknowingly getting yourself to doubt your ability more, and then when you do this constantly, you realize that you would start having self-doubt for what you're actually doing. So remember when you used to get it right, and then just focus on those thoughts. And we should bring to the last one is track your success. Track your success and measure it. So track your success. One thing I do a lot of times whenever I'm having imposter syndrome, even when I want to create programs, like even while recording this video, I feel like, am I sure I can see anything that will help people? I just go back to listening to my other videos, go back to check the comment section of my previous videos, and I'll be like, whoa man, I made this video sometime and this guy said he loved it, and if this guy said he got this particular result, then that means I can actually do this thing, and then I go ahead and do it. So track your results. Look at what you've done before that got you results and check them out. If there are testimonies from brands, check them out. If there are things you've done before and they look so nice, check them out. So track your results, study your results, check them up. They inspire you. They make you feel like, yeah, I can do this thing. Since I did it before, I can do it again. I can even do it much more better. So track your results and measure your results with the right metrics. Don't measure your results by how you're feeling. Measure the result by probably what other persons say, or how quality what you did is. So track your result. This is very, very important. So I'll just round up this video by letting you know that imposter syndrome is just a feeling. Imposter syndrome is just a belief. It's just something that you bought into, right? And let me just give you a very, very good illustration of how this thing works. Now, if you just want to, let's say you are introduced into a new company to work, the first day at office, it's normal for you to feel like you can't do something, or you can't actually get the best of result because you are new there. It's like you are just coming there for the very, very first time, so your mind doesn't know anything about that particular thing, especially if it's an industry you're not used to. So it's just like you're an imposter. You're acting like you know that thing, but you don't. So this is exactly what happens whenever you're trying to start something. Either that thing is new or you've done it before. No matter, as long as you are just starting that thing, you always have this same feeling. But the truth here is that you are not starting something you don't know. You actually know that thing. So forget about the feeling. Acknowledge that you're feeling this way, which is just normal because you're starting that thing. Just get started on it. Just do it either ways, and then you realize that you're able to get the best of result. So imposter syndrome is not real. It's just in your head. It's just a feeling. It's just a belief, and then you can definitely deal with it. All right. So if you have any more questions concerning imposter syndrome, just drop a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be right there to answer you. All right. So thank you very much for listening to this video. Thank you very much for watching to the end. And then, yeah, have an amazing time. See you next Friday.